So it's 10 o'clock, and so let's get started. Thanks for showing up to this month's deep dive. You know, we have a new year in 2023, and so this time we wanted to shift it up and change it because there's a lot of things I know you're looking at in your own life and trying to figure out all the stresses and strains that happens within the business, but also how you can manage your personal life, and if you have a family or a significant other, how you can manage that also. So we're going to talk about 5 steps to achieving more harmony and balance in your life. I want to start off the conversation by leaning into a Native American proverb, and it says, "No tree has branches so foolish as to fight amongst themselves." Now, if we think about how a tree works, it has a deep set of roots that are in the ground, and it's the job of the roots during the day to gather all the water and minerals that are there, and they bring them up to the trunk of the tree. Now, most of us remember the trunk as providing the structural support for the tree, but we might have forgotten that the trunk is also the plumbing system, and it's a plumbing system that has no storage capacity. So it has to take all the water and minerals it gets, it has to give it away. And it does that by pushing it up through all the branches, and then it pushes it into the leaves. Now, in the leaf, the water and minerals combines with carbon dioxide that's in the air, and in the presence of sunlight, what's produced is chlorophyll, which is basically the food for the tree. Now, the leaves are grateful that the trunk sent the water and minerals all the way up to them. So they want to reward the trunk back. They send that food down the branches to the trunk, and the trunk and the branches use that food to grow stronger that day. Now, this simple cycle of water and minerals in the ground, up to the trunk, into the leaves, photosynthesis, back down to the trunk. It happens day after day, week after week, month after month, and it's what helps a small sapling grow into this great, big, beautiful tree that we all marvel at. Now, you might be looking at your watch saying, "Hey, Mark, I'm super busy." Really? You start this off with a 6th grade lesson in botany? Well, I have a reason for that, because I want each of us here on the call to think of our lives as a tree that has 3 branches. And let me describe to you how we think about those branches. The first branch we like to talk about is the personal branch. This has to do with mind, body, and spirit. So what are you doing every single day to fill this branch? It's in and around being healthy and working out and maybe doing yoga. It's also taking care of your soul and your spirit, meditation, mindfulness, or prayer, if prayer is your thing. It's also about taking in the right food. Are you eating the proper healthy food? Are you drinking enough water? And then are you getting enough sleep? So what are the things you're doing every single day to make sure that that branch is being filled? Second branch is the branch that all of us here talk about, and it's the family branch. And this is the branch that we talk about the relationships that matter the most to us. So if you're married or you have a significant other, are you having a conversation in the morning before work and talking about your expectations and your excitement of the day? At the end of the day, you're coming back together to have a conversation and celebrate all your successes and support each other on the challenges. If you have children, are you getting them up in the morning, getting them ready for school? And at the end of the day, are you picking them up? Are you helping them with their homework? Are you having family dinners, family game nights? And then are you getting them to bed? So what are the things you're doing every single day to fill that family branch? And then the third branch is the one that all of us here on the call know way too well, and that's our work branch, basically our career. And if you're a leader in your business, how are you setting up an environment where people wake up with this strong sense of purpose, and then as they go throughout the day and they end their day and they reflect on it, they know they've made a difference to something bigger than themselves? Now, when we think about this these 3 branches of this tree for ourselves, we receive something much more important than water and minerals every single day. You see, what we receive is time. And just as the trunk of the tree can't store the water and minerals, we can't store time, and we have to decide where we're going to split it up. Now, with that said, I want you to think about a tree that's growing in nature. And for the first part of its life, the trunk decides to send the water and minerals up each of the 3 branches of the tree equally. And day after day, week after week, month after month, that's happening. And then one day the trunk decides, hey, I'm going to take 60% of the water and minerals. I'm just going to put it up one of the branches. And then the other two branches, they got to make do with the 40% that's left over. Now, if this happened day after day, week after week, month after month, that one branch that's getting the 60% of the water and minerals, it's going to grow really big. The other two branches, they might stagnate or they might not grow at all. Now, if you're standing really close to that one branch that's getting the 60%, you might be enamored with it. You might look at it and say, look how thick this branch is. Look at all the sub branches that it has. Look at all of the leaves that are coming off of that. But if you wanted to get a true understanding of what that tree looked like overall, all the branches of the tree, you would have to take a step back. And if you step back 20 or 30 yards and you turned around and you saw this, what would you say? So in the chat, just type, what would you say? What do you think? What do you think about this tree? Unbalanced. Good. Ugly. Yes. Yes, Chase. Ugly. Damaged. Okay, good. Okay. Yes, sick. Hurricane. Yes, hurricane. So unfortunately, what you're looking at is what the average American is building every single day. We're allotting about 60% of our time every single day to the business branch of our lives, and we're allowing the other two branches to fight for the 40%. I thought the saying was, no tree has branches so foolish as to fight amongst themselves. All right, so yeah, looking quite sad, reaching out for help, exactly. So we have a couple of questions that we'd just like you to reflect upon. Because you might have gone to, other webinars and seen, hey, I got to achieve harmony and balance. And I should probably change that. Achieve is sort of tough because I think there's less and less time that we're actually achieving harmony. We're always trying to continue to get to it. But I want to get an understanding of what do you think. So we're going to launch a quick poll here. And the poll is going to ask you some questions. Anya, you going to launch that?
Yep, I got the first one.
Okay, perfect. So I just want you to give me some feedback here because I want to understand what's important to you. On a scale of 1 to 10, rank how important it is to have harmony and balance in your life. 1, hey, Mark, that doesn't matter to me. 5, somewhat important. And then 10, highly important. Let's see what everyone's thinking. All right, fantastic. So that looks good. Anya, can you present the results? What do we have? Okay, most people were an 8, 9, or 10. Probably got to scroll down to see those results. So that's fantastic, important to you. Now let's do this. Let's ask a second question. I want you to evaluate yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, rank how important it is. Or no, Anya, what's the next question? There we go. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rank the current level of harmony and balance in your life. On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is full chaos. 10 is absolute zen. Scale of 1 to 10. If you're struggling with this, just rank yourself personal, family, business 1 to 10 and average them together. Let's give everyone a little bit of time to look at this. All right. It's good. Okay, so why don't we share the results? Okay, so take a look at it. I want to thank those who said 1 and 3. I want to thank you for being honest. It's always important to understand where you're at. Most of us look like we're in around a 6. So the average, if I looked at that, was a 6. So that's great. You guys, high level, hey, this is important to me. Hey, I'm only right about here. Now in the chat, what I want you to do, and you can do this also, you can just flip over a piece of paper. Why don't you write down, what are the top things that are preventing you from achieving more harmony and balance? What are the top things that are preventing you from achieving more harmony and balance? You can write it down on a piece of paper if it's easiest, but I'd love you to also share it in the chat so we can see that. Too busy at work. Work is overwhelming, okay? Again, spend a little bit of time. I want you to leave here with something, understanding what's the root cause of you not achieving more harmony and balance. Again, write it down, lying to myself. Fantastic. All right, we got a good crew on today. I work too much. Children, not enough time. Accounting deadlines, constant to-do list in head. Yep. I know Jessica's a newly new mom. So exhausted, not sleeping, part of the job, right? Okay, good. Fast-paced rushing, priorities are out of whack. I control my balance. Don't call me out. Okay, sounds good, Jessica. Okay, good. So look, there's a lot of challenges that have been happening, and what COVID has done is it's just really accelerated all of those different challenges. Anya, did you share the results of the current state of harmony?
Yep, we already did that one. I can
Okay.
do that now.
Okay, I'm going to close mine.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right. So, you know, with everything that's happening in our lives and with COVID, the cataclysmic disruptive wave, you know, this is becoming a much bigger problem. It's said that since 2016, stress has gone up 36% in people's lives. And it's, again, because of a lot of things that we've all experienced. One of the things you should understand is you're not alone. Over 70% of Americans are struggling to find some type of work-life balance. Now, again, you can achieve work-life balance, but you're not going to wake up in the morning and it's just going to happen. You need to orchestrate it. You need to make it happen. Again, we only get 24 hours every single day. And so it's really not about time management anymore in our lives. It's really about choice management. And if we make more sound choices and are able to spend our time and allocate our time to the things that matter the most in our personal, our family, and our business branches of our lives, we're going to have a successful day. And if we can string together a bunch of successful days, we'll have a successful week, and a successful week, we'll have a successful month and year. So how do we make these decisions? You know, I want to talk to you about a time that I had in my life in 2012. During that time, I was a highly successful turnaround CEO, having massive success in the business branch of my life. But I can tell you that I wasn't being so successful as a husband and a father. So in the personal branch, I hadn't been to church in like 3 months. I was overweight, wasn't meditating, wasn't reading the Bible, all of those things. And then for family, I was missing a lot of family game nights, family dinners, and all of the different types of things. And so this was me basically in 2012. I mean, I was getting beat up by the world. And it forced me to really take a look at the tree that I was building. And this is basically what it looked like. And so I started doing a lot of research and wondering, hey, you know, time's not going to last forever. And I'm going to one time, you know, I'm going to leave this earth. And so if I just continuing doing what I'm doing, this is the type of tree that I'm going to build. And so I started doing a lot of research, and this research is what moved me to make a change and make a difference. And I want to share it with you. Now, Bonnie Ware is a hospice nurse in the 1990s who in Sydney, Australia, she asked over a 2-year period, she asked anybody who came to hospice, she just basically asked them a question. What are the top regrets of your life? And then what she did is she summarized and put everything together, and she put the highest level ones in certain order. And I'm going to share with you what those are, because when I was able to see this, it really helped me. Number one is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected. Number two is, I bolded this all for us. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number three is, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. 4, I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. And then number 5, I wish I'd let myself be happier. And for me, I really looked at how this was said. It wasn't, I wish I had been happier. It said, I wish I had let myself be happier, indicating and pointing towards that we have a choice of whether we want ourselves to be happy or not. So that was like, whew, good, because I do want to be happy. So this was something that really moved me. And then another statistic actually got my attention. And it's a statistic that I share with any of the Lead with Purpose companies that we work with. And it has to do in and around commitment to achieving a goal. Now, this is from the American Society of Training and Development. If you just talk about a goal, you're only 10% likely to get the goal done. If you write a goal down, it goes up to 42%. If you write it down and share it, it goes up to 65%. And then if you give weekly progress to others, it goes up to 95% that you're going to get that goal done. So I'm sitting there with this, and I start looking at it. And frankly, I'm looking at the business branch of my life. We have a lot of clarity of purpose that's happening in our business because we put together and have written down a one-page plan. On the one-page captain's plan, we've put in and detailed out all of our goals. Number two is we have disciplined execution because we have these other parts of the Fast Attack leadership framework that we put in place to help people be successful. And what was I doing? And so my commitment to that branch of my life, whether I really understood it or not, that was way up above 95%. Now, in my family, in my personal life, I was always saying, yeah, I was always saying my health is important. I was always saying my family is the most important thing, which deep down they are. But what was the clarity of purpose and what was the disciplined execution that I had? Look, I was just talking about these things and I was leaving it up to chance. And so where was the plan and where were the best practices for my personal life and for our family? And so when I look at it, I had these two things that I was trying to juggle and manage. You know, on the left-hand side of the screen, I was 95% committed to the weekly progress and making sure the goals get done. But then I was just talking about with my family and personal things. And so what would happen is something would happen on the business side, and I would just tell my family, hey, you know, I'm going to be late for family dinner. Hey, I'm not going to work out today. And so I had this mismatch that I was never going to win. Here's the thing. When I started looking at this and looking at it with my family, it was like, hey, why don't we have put together some of the tools that we use in the business? Why don't we do that for our life? Because here's the truth of the matter. The keys to more success in anything, if you want to be more successful in business, you create a business plan. If you want to be healthier, you have a workout plan. If you want to have more wealth, you put together a financial plan. Look at even my grandmother's oatmeal cookie recipe, right? That's a plan of how I'm going to create the oatmeal cookie so it actually tastes really well. So when I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like, where's the plan for my life and for my family? So I'm going to get right now into top 5 things that I recommend that you take a look at in this coming year, so you can get more harmony and balance. It actually made a huge impact on us. Number 1 is I recommend that you sit down with your family, and if you don't have a family and you're single, doesn't matter. 1-page life plan. Sit down, write out, detail. What is your mission statement? What are your top 5 family values? We put in there rituals, family rituals. What are the rituals that your families are going to try to accomplish? Something as simple as, hey, we're going to have dinner 4 nights a week with each other. And then list out goals based around mind, body, and spirit. So I highly recommend that you create a 1-page family plan. If you are with your family, you can do this with them when they're really, really young. You can sit down at a table, you can put it together. What's really important is that once you put it together and you've shared it with each other, remember the commitment? If you have a weekly progress to each other, it goes up to above 95% that's going to happen. So it's really important that you get an accountability partner, someone who you need to share this with, and you need to feel that you're being held accountable to. Now, for me, it was my children who would say, hey, you said we do dinner 4 nights a week. We agreed to that. And it's, you know, up on our refrigerator. You know, you got to make sure that you do that. I'd be like, well, yes, okay, got it. So having an accountability partner is highly important. And also going through and doing a weekly review. So Anya, maybe you can put this in the chat, but if you want to take a look at your own life and you want to see what your tree looks like, we've created this free evaluation that you can take. Doesn't take that long to go through. It's at lifebalancetree.com. Anya, maybe you can, again, stick it in the chat, or you can just write it down. You go through, you can evaluate yourself, the different areas in the different branches of your life, personal, family, and business, and it's going to calculate a score, and it's going to actually puts together a tree and shows you which branches have a lot of leaves on it and which ones don't. It's a lot of fun. So again, it's free, and you can pass it around to other people at your company. Highly recommend you do that. Now, we were asked so often, how do you create a family plan? And so, Anya, again, if you can put this in the chat too, it's familywithpurpose.com, and you can go in, and we've detailed everything out for you, how you actually put together your family mission statement. And again, if a family is one or more people. So how do you put together your mission statement, your values, et cetera? And if you are on the Lead with Purpose platform, if you're a member on the Lead with Purpose platform, you actually get a free copy of this, so you can use that to help yourself get more harmony and balance in your life. So number 2 is, I want you to get a divorce. Once you've created a family plan or a life plan, I want you to get a divorce. I want you to get a divorce from TV. The average American is watching 4 hours of TV every single day. And if you think at the end of your life that investing 14 years of your life in front of a screen was a great investment of time, I want you to rethink that. Now, you don't have to get rid of it, but my goodness, just cut it in half. Get a divorce. Number 3 is become ruthless with your time. So if you want to figure out where your time's going, just track it for a week. And you can just put down what activity you did, put a P for personal, put an F, and put a B. So become ruthless with your time. Now, David Cassidy from the Partridge Family, on his deathbed, he said, so much wasted time. So again, I think we can learn a lot from people who have gone through life or at the end of their life. So that's number 3. Number 4 is, I need you to learn this phrase, no thank you. So when we say no to the things that don't matter the most, we're saying yes to the things that matter the most. So learn how to say this phrase. And then 5th and finally, it's about consistent simplicity. This isn't about some big, long plan that you have to do. I want you to think about, in a week, what are the different things that you can do on a daily basis, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And if you do that consistently over time, that's what's going to have a massive change in your life. Here's just some ideas. As it relates to spirit or soul, I try to read the Bible, a verse in the Bible every single morning, and I try to pray on that. 10 minutes. If praying's not your thing, you can do mindfulness. So just 10 minutes a day. Exercise. The American Society of Health wants you to exercise for 120 minutes every single week. So just 25 minutes, you can do that 4 or 5 times a week. That can get it done. And then at the end of the day, I practice gratefulness, just 5 minutes. These 3 things, 25 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes, that's 40 minutes. When people tell me I don't have time to do this, I say, hey, take one of the hours that you're watching TV, and you can get all 3 of these things done. So this is how simple it can be for us to try to achieve more harmony and balance in your life. And that was my goal, to give you something that you can take away today that maybe you can put in place. So those are the 5 keys to achieving more harmony and balance. Put together a 1-page life plan, divorce the screen, be extremely ruthless with your time, learn the phrase, no thank you, and then make sure you're having consistent simplicity, and you'll get more harmony and balance in your life. So I give this talk, I give a detailed talk. This is typically a 3-hour talk to companies. And at the end of it, I'm always asked the question, hey, Mark, this makes so much sense to do, but how do I do it? I can't free up the time. And so here's a key to help you potentially unlock that. If you take a look where we spend the most of our time right now, we're spending it in the business branch in our life. So that's the area that we can have and try to free up time first. Now, COVID's impact on business, you can see this, that employee, if you look at the gray, COVID had a positive impact on that area. If you look at yellow, there was no impact. And then you look at blue, it was negatively impacted. So employee productivity, 22% negatively impacted. Accountability, 38%. And then these are the big 3. Communication, 52%. Culture, 55%. And then collaboration. So I believe it's due to the current framework that you might be on. And it's also due to the lack of skills for managers and others who are low in your company. because we were dispersed to go work at our kitchen table. And all these things, we didn't have systems and frameworks set for communication, culture, and collaboration. And so what's happening, there's a ton of burnout. This is a recent study that 36% of North America, employees in North America are suffering from burnout. And it's actually highest at the C-suite, 49%. So what can you do here in your business to help free up some time to get more harmony and balance in your life? Well, first, I want you to take a look at two areas, look at it from a totally different perspective. Now, the one perspective I want you to look at is do you and your managers have the leadership skills that you need to lead in this new disruptive world? Number two is I want you to take a look at your organizational framework, and is it adaptable so it can support making the great decisions that you need to make? All right, so here's another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, Anya, can you post this one up for a poll? On a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared are your managers to lead in 2023? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is not prepared at all, and then 10 is extremely prepared. So let's see what everyone says. Good. We'll wait a couple more. Okay, good. So Anya, I want you to share the results, please. So you can see the results here. It's looks like it's around between a 6 and a 7 if you were to average them out, and it's all over the place. Here's the facts. Gallup recently came out with this, and what they found out, you can stop sharing the results, Anya. And what Gallup found was that only 18% of managers possess the new skills to lead. 18%. Now, this lack of training, it's got a ripple effect throughout your entire organization, because other employees don't leave companies. They leave the people who are leading them. They leave their managers. And so what training they need is they need a different training. Let me just share with you why this is so important. Manager old skills, the team was in the office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 in the office. They would build relationships in person. The new skills, employees are on a flexible, self-determined schedule. Sometimes they need to build relationships in person and digitally. Here, the manager old skill was really about executing a vision that was already set and really relies on control to get the work done. The manager new skills is they got to really look at the vision, help create the vision, share the vision often as possible, and they rely on engagement, influence, and inspiration. Here, the manager old skills are planning, organizational goals, track progress, establish and enforce processes and procedures. And here it's about fostering collaboration, team building, building trust, empowering and delegating people. Now, can you see the difference that's needed? In all of these people, your managers, they still need to do the things that are on the left-hand side of the screen, but now we're adding all of these things that they've never done before, and we're asking them to be experts in it. This was really about annual reviews. This is about weekly one-on-one reviews to support and problem solve. And then finally, we're asking them to do all these other things: emotional intelligence, empathy, be a counselor, be a teacher, be a therapist, be a mentor to the people that they lead. They need to make decisions under ambiguity, and they need to implement, attract and retain strategies. So again, there's this mismatch now of the new skills that are needed, and many of the managers, they're not ready for it. This is causing a lot of stress and strain. 20% of managers report a decline in work-life balance from August 2021 to August 2022, 40% worse rating for stress and anxiety, and a 15% decline in satisfaction with the work environment. So it's really important that we take a look at this area and make sure we get it right. Now, 79% of employees say that having more learning increases their engagement. And Benjamin Franklin says the best investment in education always pays the highest return. All right, so here's a couple things, and Anya, maybe you can put this in the chat, but if you want to get a quick understanding of where your company's at readiness-wise, not only for your managers and your leaders and yourself, but also you want to understand the organizational framework and whether it's adaptable, you can take this quick fast attack evaluation. It's simple, it's free to do. We produce a report for you. It tells you where you're doing really well and where you're not doing so well. So that's a fast attack assessment that's free. It'll open up your eyes. You can take it and you can bring it back to members of your team. You can have them take it too. You can come together after you've individually taken it and figure it out. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Fast Attack Leadership, which helps you to give all of those skills and tools that we talked about on the right-hand side of the screen that has to do with more engaging, empowering, inspiring people, we run our Fast Attack Leadership boot camps. And if you're interested, you can learn more. You just go to the QR code. April 2nd through 4th is our next one. And again, Anya, maybe you can pop this in the chat so people can take a look at it. So if you're interested, it's a 2-day boot camp. The entire leadership team comes. We not only teach you the 5 Fast Attack leadership skills, we give you a how-to guide so that when you get back to your company, you know exactly how to implement it. All right, so look it. We are our choices, Jean-Paul Sartre. And I want to leave you with this. Each morning, peace arrives at your doorstep in the form of choices. Think about that. Each morning, peace arrives at your doorstep in the form of choices. And not only peace, but a better marriage, a stronger business, a healthier life, love. Good. All right. So I want to encourage you when you go throughout your life that if your tree looks like it, that tree that we showed earlier, I want to make sure that you take a look at that. Make sure you can make some changes and put some things in place, because regardless of what you think when you leave this earth, whether you think it goes dark, whether you think you go up to heaven, whether you think you're reincarnated, when you take a look and turn around and take a look at your tree that you have built, I want you to turn around and see a tree like this. All right, so I'm going to open it up for questions right now, and then I'm going to share with you a really exciting announcement that we have at Lead with Purpose. Excited to share with the community. So any questions? Anya's got all the chats in there. Okay, good. Any questions that you have? All right, you guys are going to get some harmony and balance in your life. Okay, good. All right, so hey, I'm really excited to announce the launching of basically a brand new tool that we have inside of Lead with Purpose and the Lead with Purpose platform. And we've been working on this for 12 months. Now, this has always been a lifetime dream of mine, but we're launching what we're calling the Leadership University. Now it contains courses, videos, it has books in it, and it's all to help empower you, to help you develop fast attack leaders in your company who can foster and build an E3 culture. Now, why did we do this? Why did we spend basically 12 months going through this? First, we know that companies now, after COVID, we know that companies can't stay with the old framework and the old way of doing business. Now you need to get to more adaptable organization and remove all the inefficiencies that the old framework has. And we talked about that inefficiencies are the #1 contributor to burnout for E3 leaders, all the way up to the C-suite. Now, the university is going to help you to make that shift, not only for yourself, but for every employee in your culture, where you can create an E3 culture where every leader feels engaged, where they feel empowered, and where they feel tremendously encouraged. Now, this is steeped in the leadership development for every employee, and it means that there needs to be a place that teaches every employee what to do. And so we hope you find a lot of satisfaction in the university, the Leadership University, being that place, not only for yourself, but for all your employees. Second, the employee mindset has shifted through COVID. Employees want to know that you're pouring into them, that you're developing them, and the university helps you to make that happen. Well, the courses, the videos, with all the books that we have in there that we split up, that's where it can happen. And then third, the disruptions, they're going to continue to come at us fast and furious this year. And it's really about readiness. Are our teams ready to handle the disruption that we don't know what it is? Are we going to be able to handle it? Are we going to be able to collaborate at speed? Are we going to be able to be really resilient? Are we going to be able to grit it out, make decisions in the face of ambiguity? Now, it's really about leaders being able to build trust, foster the values in the company, and upskill everyone. So this includes, and that includes, making sure that the leadership team, along with the organizational framework, is more adaptable. And so the university is going to help you to foster that. Now, if you think about it, this really rounds out our entire offering. So we're super excited about this. because, you know, the Lead with Purpose platform has on it the one-page alignment plan. So that's what you use so you can engage people and help them see how what they do connects to making a difference. We always had the encourage part of it, the third part, you know, engage, empower, encourage. We always have the encourage part, which is the recognition system. You can send and receive recognitions, values-based recognitions, build your culture. The one thing we were missing was the empower piece. And so the empower piece, the university actually fills that up for us. So we're excited about this. There's going to be more information that comes out in the next couple of days. Wanted to give you guys a sneak peek update and make sure that you're aware of it. And we're excited. You know, we believe that this upcoming year, there's going to be the most disruptions that, you know, frankly, that I've ever seen in my life, that, and I think all of us have ever seen in our lives. But on the other side of disruption, there's tremendous opportunity. So it means we're going to see the most opportunities that we've ever seen too. And so we want to make sure that you and your team and your company, you're ready to attack 2023 fully armed with the tools you need to manage disruption and change. And again, you can find a lot of help videos and how-to videos in the resources section. All right, so that's it. I know I went a little bit over, but thanks for staying on. I appreciate it. And let's go out and make it a great day.
And just another quick reminder, I know Mark highlighted it already, but university is launching tomorrow. So you'll see another email with a couple of different items on there on how to best use.
Awesome. That's great, Lacey. Go get them. Go get them.